So, okay. Hey, Brenda and Jarrett, thank you guys so much for joining me. For anyone that's watching, I am just talking with Brenda and Jarrett tonight. They have been doing our program for a few months now, and I just want to hear how they've been doing with the Roman protocol. So, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Great.
You?
Good, good. And Jarrett, if you don't mind, just what age and grade are you in currently?
I'm getting ready to turn 15. I'm a ninth grader.
Okay, nice, nice. And how long have you been wrestling for?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, so probably since you were in diapers, I'm sure.
Almost.
Okay, no, very cool. All right, and so I guess kind of just dialing back a little bit. So before you guys started this program, what was the cutting process like for you guys? How was it trying to make weight?
Uh, it was horrible. It was all eggs and just water, and you'd get super weak and drowsy and just had no energy.
And we'd do the Abilene thing and put
Sweatsuit.
sweatsuit on. We were spitting, anything we could. And so when it came to wrestling time, he was sick. All he wanted to do was crawl under one of the tables and go to sleep. Had no energy whatsoever. I mean, and he was just constantly grumpy and complaining how sick he felt, how awful he felt, and it was just miserable for me as a parent because I mean, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was just getting information from everybody else that was doing the same thing, and it just didn't work for him.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of sounds like you guys went through the ringer. So it's usually the starving, the spitting, the sweating, the mood swings. So it sounds like you guys kind of got the full brunt of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was competing like that?
I could usually get up in the top, but it was hard to win. Once I got to like finals and stuff, it would get really hard. I'd still be drained and weak and stuff.
Okay, got it. And Mom, anything to add in about how you saw him competing?
It was hard because he would try hard, but he just didn't have the same strength as everybody else. So he didn't have that edge to win. He'd wrestle well, but he just didn't have the strength. He was getting out strength, and he just didn't have the stamina to go through 3 rounds of. By the time he got to finals, or if he made it there, because he was so weak, he couldn't compete.
Got it. So it sounds like termination-wise and skill-wise, you guys were right there. It just kind of sounds like you were falling into that trap of kind of getting gassed out in that third period and just kind of burning out by the end of the season then.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And since doing the Roman protocol, how has that process kind of changed for you guys?
So at first, when my body was acclimating to it, it started off slow. I could get a couple pounds off here and there. As I progressed into it, my weight, all of a sudden, I could go out of my sweats and sweatshirt and drop 5 to 7 pounds just in shorts and a t-shirt. Ever since I've acclimated to it, I've just been able to drop weight so much easier and not feel weak and be able to just keep going.
Okay. And so it sounds like traditionally, when you guys were doing those traditional cutting methods, it sounds like the process of trying to weigh in was taking a few days. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Absolutely. A full week, or maybe even 2. But it's so by the time you get to, oh gosh, we got 2 days before weigh-ins, we're way over. Then you're starving. They're starving themselves and not eating, and then complaining how bad they feel. The stomach hurts. They're sick because for 2 days they're not eating or drinking. It was just the wrong way.
yeah, that's kind of when the panic starts to set in, so to speak. Okay. And about how long?
With the protocol too, because he was so used to the old way. I'm like, look, everything I give you that you have to eat, you have to eat. You have to do exactly what we say. Quit being scared that you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Just trust in the system. You'll make it. So now that he's trusted in the system over the last, month and a half, he's finding, wow, I can still eat do what I'm told to do, and man, this weight's just coming off easy. Because it would just drop in the water. His body's just flushing. Yeah. And he's found that he can't eat fast food, or it makes him feel sick because he eats so clean. And then if he tries to eat junk, his body just does not like it.
Okay.
So it's kind of back.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sounds like a total 180 then. So you're able to eat more and kind of feel good throughout that process. And so when you are trying to make weight currently, so something you touched on is kind of trusting in the process, because when you do use the Roman protocol, it's a very quick drop. And sometimes people get scared and kind of have a little bit of doubt when they're first doing it, like you said, because sometimes you'll even see your weight go up before it goes down as you're getting acclimated to the process. So how long does it take for you guys to go through this process now and kind of go and make that weight?
We start a week when we know he's got to meet, and they're leaving on a Friday. We start on Monday, and we go, follow that protocol all the way up to the, like today, he cut out his water. He super hydrated all week, and then he's cut his water day because they got weigh-ins tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
4:30.
So we, follow, and he's still able to eat on his low residue today. So he's still eating, so he still feels great.
Okay. Got it. So it sounds like you guys kind of prep beforehand, but you're really seeing that weight loss in that last day or even night before the weigh-in, then it sounds like.
Yeah, and we meal prep everything on Sunday so that it's ready for the week, and he just has to grab and go.
Okay. No, very cool. That's awesome to hear. And kind of curious, Jarrett, I don't know if you guys have had this discussion yet, but are you guys planning on kind of competing in college or looking to compete at JUCO at all once high school's over?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
My goal right now is just try to get up into those higher levels after high school.
Got it.
Go to that next one.
Okay. And I'm kind of curious, how many matches, I know this varies, but how many matches on average do you think you compete in every season?
Probably a good 60.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Probably good 60.
Well, with high school now, it's
but I'm
hard
still
to
averaging
tell.
about 10 matches a tournament. So.
No, you could.
Well, it depends on the tournament.
It's five a day, or they can't go over 6 a day, I think.
Yeah, we can't go over 6 a day. So I'm wrestling, 6 a day?
Yeah, on the weekends, 2 days a week. So.
2 days, 2-day tournaments, 6 matches each day. So about 12 matches in a tournament total.
Okay. Got it. So we won't do all the math there, but just to kind of put into perspective, so even just finishing out high school, it sounds like there's several hundred matches you're going to be competing in then at this point.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Definitely.
So I guess I'm kind of curious, coming to that realization that you no longer have to cut anymore for several hundred of those matches. You don't have to do that weigh-in process. How does hearing that kind of sound?
It feels great because it's just a big stress off my shoulder now. That it's a lot easier, and then since it's easier, it's just no stress now. I don't got to worry about it.
Okay, nice.
All off in a practice, and I'm good.
Yeah, no, very cool. So I'm guessing you guys can kind of focus on other stuff as well, not only just competing, but also other things that matter, such as studying or grades. Does anything like that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay. And Brenda, what changes have you noticed?
When he's hungry, he's a bear. Like when he doesn't feel good, and so I get the brunt of it. So, and it was hard because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure myself. I knew starving wasn't the right answer because your body will hold everything, and you're going to put on weight. You're not going to be able to drop no weight. So I knew that something had to change. And going into high school, and then I saw your program, I'm like, oh, and it's been a godsend for me because now I can let him and have him eat and understand that now he can be healthy. We're not doing stuff unhealthy to make him sick. you know, so it's taken all of that stress off of me to know that it's so easy. And everybody needs to know how easy it is to do this, and it's well worth the money. I mean, holy cow, this is just for the next 4 years. I don't have to worry about it. I know what I need to do to help him be healthy for the rest of his life.
No, of course, very cool. And just for anyone that is going to watch this, so I just don't want people to think that it's a magic pill. I have to say that you guys definitely have been working hard as far as implementing and kind of following the regimen. So it's not a snap your fingers and you get results kind of deal, but once you embrace the program and you do it, then absolutely everything that you said, all those results, 100%.
Well, and it was still a struggle the first couple weeks, getting him to understand that, you know, this is what we have to follow. You know, this is how we have to do it. Don't try to change it. You know, so there was some struggles, and so, you know, and the good thing is, you know, we got to work with foods that he likes. So that made it easier. And it was hard for him because it is a lot of food. And so he'd come home the first couple weeks, like with food that he didn't eat. And I'm like, look, you have to eat everything I give you. You can't be coming home with food. There's a reason why you're eating this much food, you know. So we had to, you know, it was a struggle for the first couple weeks. It wasn't easy, you know, but now that he understands that this is the way it's got to be, it's falling into place, and his body is adjusting to the whole thing, and everything has been just so much easier. So it's a work in progress. His body had to acclimate to it too, you know. So once his body has done that, we've seen easy results at weigh-in day.
Okay, got it. Very cool. And so something you said, and I'm just curious, did you ever think that your problem would be wrestling, that you'd be struggling to eat more food than you're used to? Because that definitely sounds like the opposite problem of what I usually hear people mention.
With the old way, yeah, for sure. With this way, I can eat a good amount of food. Just when I start to put my weight back on the day of that tournament, I got to be super careful, but I can eat a lot more than I used to be able to.
Okay, got it. All right, so yeah, no, it's been really great hearing about everything you guys have been doing. And then I guess just because I always like to be very real and honest with people, is there anything that may have been concerning or anything that you would just want people to know before they start the program, just so they know that there is a little bit of work involved? Anything like that that's come up for you guys at all?
You know, I found buying the food and meal prepping it and all of that, you know, doesn't take very long, and I get him involved. He helps me do all of that. Just getting used to, you know, learning how much he can eat, what he can eat, you know, all of that. But, you know, with the program, how you have it set up has helped so much, and then you're available for help. The money at first was like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it was, you know, at first when I heard how much it was gonna be, but that's the rest of my son's life that we're dealing with. So for me, after we talked about it, the investment is well worth my son's health. Absolutely, hands down, I would spend the money again, you know. So, and I hear that from a lot of people that I tell about the program, is it's a lot of money. Well, is your kid's health worth it for the rest of their life? Absolutely. To me, it is, you know, and I would do it again. So I know that scares a lot of people. And believe me, I'm a single mom doing this, you know, but it's doable, and it's well worth the money to have. If you want your sons and daughters to be competitive and have that edge and be healthy, well worth every minute of it, you know. I wasn't scared about anything. I just knew that I finally found the help and where I needed to go.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. And like I said, you guys have been awesome to work with. I know every time we've spoken, you guys have implemented everything we've talked about and gone through the program. So definitely kudos to you guys as well. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
thank
So,
you. It's easy for
Mhm.
me to be able to help my son. I mean, everything is laid out for you. All you got to do is follow it. All you got to do is trust it, follow it, and it'll work. You know, like you've helped tweak a little bit of things here and there when we wanted to change weight, you know, so we upped food to change weight to go to a higher weight class, which,
Mhm.
you know, so you're always there to help. So it's not always just on our shoulders. You're always there to help whenever we're needed.
yeah, for sure. I was going to say the program is great, but obviously, whatever you guys need, I want to be there 100% of the way for.
So I think as a parent or a coach out there, it makes it really easy. If you're having an issue, reach out because you're there to help. So to me, it makes the process easy because you have somebody there to get your back, you know, when you don't know what to do.
Yeah, for sure. No, and thank you for the feedback. I absolutely love to hear stuff like that. All right, guys. Well, it's been awesome talking to you. I guess just to wrap up, for anybody that will be listening, any other kind of comments, questions, concerns that you want to lay out there for them?
I don't think there's any concerns. If you're going to do it, you need to jump on board. It's the best investment you'll make for your wrestlers. It's just been the best thing that I have done for my son.
Yeah.
To help keep him healthy, happy, and winning.
Awesome.
And when I got, that was the thing, was we knew something needed to change for high school because it's so competitive. It's not like it's not youth anymore.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different ball game. You can't just kind of bump up or bump down with a penalty when you need to. You got to be a little stricter, but that's awesome to hear. And I guess Jared, same question for you. Anything to kind of throw in?
Not really. The only thing is, it takes your body a couple weeks to acclimate, and then all of a sudden you just start dropping all this weight, and you're like, wow, this really does work. It was great once my body acclimated, and I just started dropping all this weight. It was easy. Now it's just been easy from there.
Awesome. No, that's great to hear, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and so can't wait to see all the progress you guys make in the coming weeks.
Yeah, we've got state coming up. We got some big tournaments, so
No,
he's got a
very
lot on
cool.
his plate.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and have a good night.